We ask any of these longtime surfers why the waves are good. They'll be able to tell us swell direction, period, if it's island shadowed, which reef it does best with, which one to go for, sandbars, all of it. We surfers have watched the element of water move enough that we know how she dances. We understand what she likes. This is what the surface looks like when there are no sets. Here's what it looks like when a set approaches. All experienced surfers know this. We can give a quick glance at the ocean and instantly know what the surf is doing. If no one is out, we pause and look for signs of why. If we see no waves and it's crowded, that tells us to wait and watch for a bit, see what shows up. If we watch this blowhole long enough, we figure out which waves will blow. Ask a long-time windsurfer, a kiter, a winger. They can look at the trees, at the surface, see the patterns. Quick glance tells them what the wind's doing. Learning to read the surf and the ocean is the same as learning to read the wind. We can see the strength. We can see signs of gusts and lulls and holes. We can look at the sand and see how strong the wind is. We get to know the wind, recognize how she feels in her hair and on her skin. Is the element of fire any different? Can anyone who's spent a lot of time looking at wildfires tell us how fire moves? Or any firefighter, anyone who's been around fires, can they look and see signs? How about folks who spend a lifetime in disaster and crisis care? I would think anyone who's dedicated their life to this service would know how to do it. They know how to take care of people. There's no question or debate or how to do it. They've done it so long, they just know they can take care of people with ease. How about any longtime leader or manager, somebody who knows how to coordinate stuff? If they've been doing it their whole life, they should know how to do it, right? No questions. It should be easy for them to explain how everything works. It should be reasonable and understandable for the layperson. There's a guy on the internet who has studied many fire sites. He has questions about the Maui fire. Other firefighters and people who understand melting points and such, they have questions. People who understand how hurricanes and storms moves and the wind patterns of multiple islands, they have questions. Maybe there are satisfying answers, or maybe it'll only lead to more questions. For me, this brings us to accountability. The authorities have a long history of not answering questions and giving answers that defy reason and logic. There's that George Orwell quote, "The party told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. It was their final, most essential command." For myself, I can't remember the last time an official explanation made sense and seemed reasonable. Can you? It's gotten to the point that for me, my baseline is I assume there's corruption and cronyism and the powerful are benefiting at the expense of regular people. I assume there's foul play. There might be an agenda at work. I assume that some of the authorities, if not all of them, are on the take, or they're put in that position to look the other way or to keep their mouth shut. I assume that that's what's going on until proven otherwise, until they answer all the questions about this incident and the 500 bajillion other incidents before this that are suspicious that they haven't given us all the answers. Where's the release of the JFK files? If the whole thing is rotten and corrupt, why are we putting up with it? I mean, they're supposed to be public servants. Shouldn't the authorities be begging us to let them keep their jobs? Why are the victims of the fire begging for help and money and answers? The authorities should be begging us to let them have our money. I'm open to the idea that there is a perfectly good explanation, that it was a freak wildfire, 1 in a million random tragic event that no one could have predicted or stopped. For me to believe that, I would need transparency, open and honest answers and discussions, all the evidence put on the table, all the questions answered, transparency. And not just in this event, but in every event that's suspicious. Put all the cards on the table. The fact that this has never been done speaks volumes as to what's really going on to me. This past summer, Malaya was breaking big and solid, tons of videos out there. If that happened in January or December, most surfers would be like, hey, what's going on here? This ain't supposed to happen. If Jaws was breaking in June, July, and August, 50 foot, everyone would be like, whoa, something's wrong here. This doesn't make any sense. This isn't supposed to happen. Especially if the surfline forecast completely missed it. There was no red flag. The lifeguards were blocking people who got caught out in the big surf, not letting them get back to the beach. All this strange and shady stuff. All that was going on. Everybody like, whoa, something is off here. Here in California, we lost one friend to a shark attack. It was shocking and grief and shook us up. And I could only imagine if that happened to 100 of my friends. How shocking and how grief-stricken and how distraught I might be. and how hard it would be if, in addition to that, I'm being gaslit and jerked around and not given any straight answers about whether I'm going to be taken care of or not. Or all these people paid taxes. Where's the money? The bankers got their bailout in 2008. Pharma got their billions. The defense contractors get their billions and trillions. What about the people? The people who pay all that money? Where's theirs? I would imagine the authorities, whoever's in charge, governor, mayor, the police chief, they're all getting their salaries and a raise and budget increases. What about the people who pay for those salaries and budgets? A personal experience I had with accountability was a relationship ended, and the woman said that she kept doing more of the dysfunctional behavior just to see what she could get away with. That breakup was really painful. I didn't want to repeat that, have it happen again. So I learned communication skills and relationship skills and how to nip that kind of behavior in the bud early so that everyone, myself included, feels better and we're held accountable. We stay integrated instead of having this fracture of saying one thing and doing another. The people in these roles of leadership or water management or grass cleanup or fire management or police, they all made an agreement to perform a certain service. And if that doesn't happen, then we need to hold them accountable. And if we can't, then we need to stop making agreements. How can you keep making agreements with people who don't keep the agreements? I've been stuck in a relationship that I can't get out of with a traumatized person who was out of integrity and who would repeatedly break agreements. The only solution that I found is to stop making agreements with them. It's pointless. They're not going to keep it. So why even bother? To give my power away again and again and again, that's on me. I have to reclaim my power and say, no, I'm not going to agree to do that with you because you're not going to hold up your end. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe the magic bullet theory is correct. And that's what happened to JFK. And they're withholding the documents for some reason that we don't know. That's to our benefit. Maybe that's the case. Maybe the official story about 9/11 and some dudes with box cutters is legit. And that's exactly what happened. Maybe the 2020 thing and all the stuff that they said, maybe that was all true. And all the questions and the strange things that are coming to light now, maybe, that's all fake news. Maybe that's the case. Maybe when these wars start and all that billions upon billions goes out, it actually ends up to people and actually helps people. And it doesn't just go to benefit the powerful and the merchants of death. I mean, the Department of Defense just failed its 6th audit in a row. How many audits do you think you could fail and the IRS would let you slide? I was audited over some tiny little rinky-dink Mickey Mouse stuff. It was a pain in the butt. Had to go through all kinds of stress and filing and getting more documents and back and forth. And then finally, at the end of the day, it was really nothing. It was just a lot of BS. But they sure didn't let me slide. And that was just over a couple $1,000. For myself, I'm done looking to the authorities, to the officials, to the powerful for answers or for solutions or asking for their permission. I've been listening to people of Maui and Native Hawaiians talk about living in Hawaii and how they take care of each other and all their aunties and their uncles and their ohana and all their traditions and their ways and their history and their language. And to me, that's the way forward. Coming together, looking to each other, having our own autonomy and responsibility, and then networking with our neighbors, not looking 2,000 miles away and begging somebody we never met and will never probably meet and doesn't care about us. That's crazy talk. Turning to each other, asking people I actually know and have a relationship with for help and helping each other. I help them, they help us. Pretty simple. I just boil it down to all of the things that get done in the world, whether it's building cities or protection or security or whatever the service is. It's being done by the officials or those in charge. It's just people at the end of the day that do that work, that actually get down and dig the trenches and build the stuff. So we can just cut out all the middle management, the waste, the corruption, the cronyism. We can just cut all that out and hire the people directly or find the people in the community to do that work directly instead of sending our resources and our money 2,000 miles away and then having to beg to get it back. We can just do it right here. The people are here, they're doing it instead of doing this big circuitous, wasteful, kind of shady system. We can just do it locally here. why couldn't we? The people are here doing the work. We just interact with them directly. Am I making sense? Is what the officials are telling us, does that make any sense? Let me know. I want to hear. What do you think? What's going on here? What's the way forward? How do we take care of our people and our children and our homes? How do we make sure we have food and water and that our old people are taken care of? Young, old, everyone. We all take care of each other. What's the way forward? I have my ideas. I want to hear yours. So thanks for watching. I'll put a link in the description for Maui resources. And if you want to help or get involved, I'll put links to the ones I know. Big hug, mahalo, and I hope to see you soon.